This story, the origin of Winston Scott and the Continental, is essentially a prequel, setting the stage for the established world of the John Wick films. It delves into the early life of Winston Scott, who we know as the venerable manager of the New York Continental Hotel. Here's a breakdown in my own words. The narrative starts in 1955, introducing us to young brothers Winston and Frankie Scott. Fast forward to an adult Frankie, who, having been taken in by the ruthless Cormac O'Connor, the current owner of the New York Continental, meticulously robs the very hotel that housed him. His prize isn't money, but a powerful coin press. A betrayal by his partner leads to a violent escape. Meanwhile, Winston is in London, successfully navigating the corporate world, completely separate from the criminal underworld his brother inhabits. This peaceful life is shattered when Cormac, enraged by the missing coin press, kidnaps Winston and threatens him to find Frankie and the artifact. We see Cormac's brutality firsthand as he forces a subordinate to commit suicide for breaking the Continental's no killing on grounds rule. As Winston is forced into this world, we're introduced to other key players. Detective KD, who is investigating Cormac's criminal enterprise, Charlie, Winston's childhood friend, who provides connections, and Miles and Lou, who run a dojo and are involved in the illicit arms trade. We learn the coin press is immensely powerful, a fact underscored by the cold adjudicator from the high table, who tortures Frankie's betrayer for information. Winston tracks Frankie down, learning that Frankie stole the coin press to escape his old life and join a group called the Nile. Cormac's deadly assassins, Hansel and Gretel, are unleashed. A brutal shootout ensues, and in a heartbreaking moment, Frankie sacrifices himself to save Winston. The coin press, however, remains missing. Devastated but now driven by revenge, Winston begins to forge alliances. He plans to take over the Continental by killing Cormac and controlling the lucrative gun trade that runs through the hotel. He recruits Jean, a sniper with a grudge against Cormac, and Maisie, a powerful figure in the underground who controls a loyal Bowery army. Winston cleverly secures Maisie's allegiance by gifting her an abandoned bank and resources for her people. He also recruits a helicopter pilot, Ronnie, and works with Frankie's widow, Yen, to strategize against Cormac. The plan to take the Continental involves getting an inside man, Chiron, Cormac's loyal manager. Cormac's escalating brutality, culminating in the murder of a musician who wanted to leave, solidifies Chiron's decision to betray him. The stage is set for a full-scale war. The battle for the Continental is exactly that, a violent struggle for control of the hotel. Winston's crew Lou, Miles, Maisie's army Jean, Yen, and Ronnie launch their assault. Detective KD, still investigating, gets caught in the crossfire but continues her relentless pursuit. Cormac, increasingly unhinged, tries to activate a red button to suspend the hotel's rules, but it fails, thanks to Chiron. Chaos erupts throughout the hotel. Subplots unfold. Lou faces her past with the orphan master, ultimately killing him. Yen seeks revenge on Hansel and Gretel for Frankie's death, eventually killing Gretel in a brutal fight. Cormac places a bounty on Winston and Chiron. KD confronts Winston, revealing her family died in a fire he started years ago, seeking revenge, but Winston prevents Jean from killing her and apologizes. Cormac, realizing the tide is turning, desperately tries to activate a self-destruction protocol for the hotel. He kills Orson, the hotel operator, for refusing to do so. The adjudicator, upon learning Cormac doesn't have the coin press, abandons him. Winston and Chiron corner Cormac. In a climactic moment, KD, still injured, appears and shoots Cormac, ending his reign. However, Cormac's death doesn't stop the self-destruction. Thinking quickly, Winston uses a maintenance train to sever Cormac's hands, which are required to deactivate the system, saving the Continental just in time. The battle is won, but not without cost. Lemmy is dead. Winston, scarred but victorious, prepares to become the new manager. However, the adjudicator returns, declaring the Continental in interregnum, a state of limbo under the high table's control because Winston's takeover was unsanctioned. The biggest revelation is that the coin press was never in the hotel. It was hidden in the car where Winston and Frankie had once lived as homeless boys. It's now safely in Maisie's bank. The story ends with Winston defiantly shooting the adjudicator, rejecting the High Table's authority. He stands as the new king of the Continental, but his act of rebellion signifies that his war with the High Table has only just begun.